Good morning, equity guys. Welcome to Equity Guys pre-market video. I am Manjunath, NISM technical analyst. Let's discuss what happened in the market yesterday. Nifty 50 closed at 76 points club positive. Nifty Bank 359 points positive. Then Sensex 221 points positive. So three mother indices from Indian stock market had closed in positive. Data is bullish. India volatility index, it is minus 1.15% change. That is neutral changes. So nothing indicating from India VIX. Then we have crude oil February future, which is running at 6,032, which is lesser than 6,500 pre-COVID levels. The people are shifting towards commodity market is also very interesting. So data is bullish. Okay, data is bullish in cash market. Now let's go to Nifty 50, how it performed yesterday. So what was my view yesterday? My view was very simple. Yesterday I told there is a possibility in the gift nifty that okay, there is a possibility of flat open or gap down, and but remember it's 25. uh, I told you 25,200 will act as strong support zone as per option chain. You can see the support from S1 and 25,200. Yes, it went down below S1, but it could not sustain below S1. So then it went up from there for 200 to 250 points rally on upside. This is what power of option chain is. So data is bullish. Bank Nifty also made the same thing in the intraday point of view. So Bank Nifty closed at 350 points positive and Nifty Bank also closed it in positive. So data is bullish. Now let's go to sectoral wise data. Nifty 80 closed it in negative, Nifty Bank positive, Nifty Infrastructure positive, auto sector negative, metal sector positive. So neutral data, both the sides there are some sectors are not performing well, some sectors are performing well. So data is neutral to bullish. Now advanced decline ratio, you can see advanced decline ratio, the sentiment is on the decline side, okay, bearish side. So data is bearish, but whereas in Nifty 50, the sentiment is on neutral to bearish side because 22 companies closed positive, 26 companies closed negative. Nifty Bank, yes, 8 companies closed positive, 5 companies closed negative. So 5 companies means 8 companies means it's positive data. So bullish. So Nifty Bank is on bullish side, Nifty 50 is on bearish side. Now let's go to option chain, which is very important. So remember, 1st February 2026 on the Sunday, we have a special session because of budget, Indian government budget. Okay, government of India is announcing about budget. So the special session. So that's why many people are holding the bullishness side of sentiment. So in the money call option is selling, buying out of the money call option is buying. So call buyers. In the money put option is selling, out of the money put option is selling. So call buyers, put sellers. So sentiment is on bullish side. PCR ratio, its PCR ratio is equal to 1. Okay, so neutral data. So nothing indicating from PCR ratio here. But remember 25,000 400 will act as some support zone here. 25,400, then 25,300 will act as support. Then 25,200 is also acting as a support. From my perspective, it is 25,400, then 25,200 is a strong support zone. Now let's go to FIDI data. In cash market, FIs are selling, DIs are buying. See, net worth. Okay, if you see both net buying means it is 2,300 crores net buying from DIS. In index futures, FIs are selling, stock futures, FIs are selling at huge quantity. See, it's a huge 5,710 crores is not a small amount, right? So they are selling at huge price. So now we will have to conclude like this. Okay, there is some bullishness, but it is bullish consolidation kind of day as per FIDA activity. Okay, see, from every perspective, you have to think and we have to come to conclusion. Okay, now let's go to US global futures. Okay, US 30 is closer negative, running negative, US 500 negative, US Tech 100 is also negative. So US futures is bearishness, whereas in US market, how it closed yesterday, see US Dow Jones closed positive, but S&P 500 and Nasdaq is also closed in bearishness. So data is neutral to bearish here. European market, DAX closed in 2.07% change, negative, FTSE 100 positive, CAC 40 is neutral. Okay, see, this is also neutral to bearish data only. Now let's go to Nikkei. or we can have to go to Asian market where we will see for Nikkei, Hang Seng and Kospi. Nikkei 225 is running at negative. Okay, running at negative. Hang Seng as currently it's running at negative. Then Kospi is also running at positive data. So data is still here also. It's bearishness. Now let's go to sectoral ADRs, which is very, very important. Infosys ADR negative, Wipro ADR negative. Whereas ICICI, HDFC, yes, there is a demand in banking sectors. As we saw, Bank Nifty done well, banking sector done well. So now there is a ADR positive in from banking sectors. So people are showing interest in banking sectors. Very, very important. ICICI banking, bank ADR, HDFC bank ADR positive, Dr. Reddy's Lab negative. So three ADRs choosing negative, but two ADRs are positive. So I go for okay bearish data. Okay, now let's go to Nifty 50 and Nifty February future, which is derivative market. How it is how the sentiment is towards Nifty February future. If you go to Nifty 50, see that sentiment is on bullish side because there is a demand in Nifty February future derivative market. Bank Nifty February future derivative market. Yes, there is a demand from Nifty Bank compared to Nifty Bank mother indices. Yes, the demand is on derivative market. So bullishness. Gift Nifty, it is very, very important. Now, Gift Nifty compared with Nifty February future, you can see around 112, 115 points of negative. So 115 points of negative means the data might looking like it's a gap down. So based on that one, let's have a plan for the day. Okay, so now first mark resistance and support. 25,458, that is yesterday's high, will act as first resistance. 25,585 will act as second resistance. Then 25,653 will act as third resistance. And we have a gap zones here 25,695, 695, and this candle 655, 665. All these are the gap zones before 25,700. So this is the attraction point of view, or we can say magnets, gap magnets. Now support side 25,159 is a first support, then we have 24,932 is our second support, then we have 24,881, that is our third support zone. So remember, support zone we have, resistance zone we have. After marking this one, please mark multiples of 100 because the candles are in huge quantity, or we can say the candles are forming in between of the multiples of hundreds. So mark multiples of 100 as well. So that will also have big impact on your trading journey. Okay. So investment point of view, yes, see, you can see the investment was near 25,000 levels. After investment, you can see the RSS stochastic is moving towards okay overbought zone. See, it's in your neutral zone. See, you can see if it crosses above 80, it's overbought. Below 20, it's oversold zone. From overbought, you can expect A-shaped market, whereas in oversold zone, you can expect V-shaped market. That's have a knowledge. Okay, now let's go to intraday point of view. Intraday point of view, what is the scenario? Scenario is very, very simple. You are seeing gap down today. Okay, you are seeing gap down, flat open or gap down. Let's expect a gap down or flat open. But as per option chain, again 25,200 will act as strong support zone, 25,400 will act as support zone. Okay, remember multiples of 100. There is a possibility that okay candles may take support from 25,200 or 300 kind of levels, or let's take 200 directly, and it will do a bounce back. Because see, everyone are holding call buying positions in the for the budget event. Okay, so that's why the market may behave in positive way, bullish way. So remember, it's a buy on dip market. Okay, once you get a proper bullish candle patterns near 25,200 kind of levels, if first 15 minutes low is taken down and if it not sustained be about 25,200, then we are heading towards down. Remember, but S1 will act as strong support zone, that is the for sure. So I am saying about support zone, resistance zone 25,500. Okay, and then we have R2. This kind of levels we have on above. Maybe it may reach on Sunday as well. So the data is on bullish side. Thank you. All the best. Trade your setups, not my view or your view. Thank you.